Школа Черри созрела.
Welcome back to Southern Russia. This is Sochi, and we're about to kick off our final game of the 7th day of the 2018 Junior Club World Cup. It's going to be between Kunlun Red Star Heludzen and Davos from Switzerland. It's not very often that we get to see China play Switzerland in hockey, but this is one of those rare occasions. This is the 7th place game, and that means that pride is the only thing that is on the line for these two clubs tonight. Nobody wants to finish last, and everybody will do whatever it takes to finish at least second last at the tournament, which is actually, even though it does sound like a bad thing, it's going to be a huge achievement for this Chinese side, who came in to the tournament as a heavy underdog and so far haven't been able to disprove that thought of them. So it's Kunlun Red Star Heludzen against Davos. Vladimir Mochilov and Stanislav Ramin are going to be your on-ice officials. They're going to be helped out by linesmen Alexei Baryshev and Almas Hafizov. My name is Andrea Sachenko, and I will have the call for you this Friday night. Davos for, at one point, somewhat close to making it to the semifinal round. They had a 2-1 lead in the game against Starshinets, which was the key game for them in round robin. And early in the third period, they were up 2-1, but then Zibula created a scoring chance for Starshinets with their amazing solo dash. Picked up an assist on that, and Starshinets tied the game up, and then Zibula went for another really long individual sprint and scored in overtime, leaving Davos hoping that maybe Red Bull Salzburg would beat HV 71, and they gave it their best but still lost 3-1 to the Swedish side, and that's when Davos got eliminated from playoff contention. Last night, Davos also played against HV 71, and despite HV 71 being completely unmotivated in that game and giving up a lot of turnovers and making all those clumsy defensive plays, Davos managed to capitalize just once on those chances and scored very late in the game just to steal the shutout from Victor Östman. That was the only success they had that night. And that goal was their only goal that they scored on a power play at this tournament. Red Star, obviously, lost their first game to Jokerit 5-1, which was followed by 2 more blowout losses. One to Loko Yaroslavl 8-1, and then to the Ottawa Capitals 7-2. We'll see if Kunlun Red Star can put up a decent performance here in Sochi tonight at the end of the tournament. Kunlun get the puck under control in their defensive end, tried to bang it off the glass to start off their offense, can't quite do that, but now they're in and over the blue line in the neutral zone. Lobanov with the move, and the play is called offside. Artem Lobanov is the first-line center for this Chinese team. Their entire first five-man unit is all Russian, consisting of Klisanov, Lobanov, Kazakov, and Yakovenko and Belov at the blue line. Fabrice Cruzen is in goal for DeVos in this one, and at the other end of the ice, staring him down, is going to be Paris O'Brien. As Kunlun tried to take a point shot, which was blocked, but now Riach moves the puck up the ice for Stefan Spinell, who takes the shot, and Paris O'Brien makes the stop. Stefan Spinell, native of Bolzano, Italy. One of the 5 brothers who all play hockey. Stefan being the youngest. DeVos with a win in the face-off zone, and Bachhoffner took the shot on net. Paris O'Brien puts it to the side. And now the Chinese are trying to make something happen as they skate through the neutral zone. And Jean Panfei, number 11, that's one of the biggest changes for this Kunlun team for this game, as Jean Panfei, normally a defenseman and a pretty good one in terms of Kunlun Red Star. He's listed as a left winger for this game, along with Gavin Yee, number 7, who's also a defenseman. So head coach Steve Kasper is looking for new options with this Chinese team. Puck goes out of play as it goes to Kunlun's bench. Steve Kasper is the head coach of this Kunlun Red Star team. He's 56 years old, and you could remember him from his playing days with the Boston Bruins in the 80s. In 1982, he even won Frank J. Selke Award as the top defensive forward of the National Hockey League. DeVos with another win in the face-off end. Puck hits somebody on its way to the net. Now the battle for it in the corner. Gene Wen sends it to the other side of the ring. DeVos with control now. They have room behind the net. Centering pass, and it's blocked, but they still have it. Trying to get back to the slot. Paris O'Brien comes up with another save. That's Van Baumgartner, Austrian international, was taking the shot. Van Baumgartner was looking good on this DeVos team throughout the tournament, but he's listed as their 4th line forward in this game. But then again, head coach Michel Reason was shuffling his lines throughout the tournament like no other coach has. It's a new DeVos team every time we see it. And we also have to mention that DeVos didn't have a lot of time to rest after the last night's outing against HV71. It was a late night game, so there's been less than 24 hours between the two games. As DeVos have the puck in the defensive end, attempt a long pass into the neutral zone, can't connect, and now they dump it in down the ice, and Paris O'Brien had to play it. DeVos intercept the puck in the offensive end, but they not very accurate with their passing, as Chinese feverishly trying to put the puck in the neutral zone. They lose it behind their net now. Spinell is looking for it, but now they retrieve possession, and inaccurate pass, and the puck slides all the way down the ice. No icing is going to be called into play. Bachhoffner gets it under control, gets away from Juan Sanyi with a nice little move as they pass the puck up the left wing. Long pass to Riach. He now tries to stuff it in from the slot, and Paris O'Brien shuts the door. And now face-off is going to take place in Kunlun Red Star's zone. Paris O'Brien may sound like an English name to you, and it is. But his parents are Chinese, and he was born in Canada, in Coquitlam, which is just outside of Vancouver. Paris O'Brien played his first game at the tournament against Loko Yaroslavl, and that was not a good night for either him or the entire Kunlun team. And he had to be replaced by Pavel Krasanovsky halfway through the game. Krasnovsky is not even listed as Kunlun's backup goaltender. If things go sour for Paris O'Brien, it's going to be Kevin Tao that's going to take his place between the pipes. Kunlun give up the puck in the defensive end. Shot is taken by DeVos. Paris O'Brien is there to make the save, and now Kunlun possibly on a breakout. As Van Fay takes the shot. Now the battle for behind the net. Kunlun were able to keep the puck in the offensive end for a few more seconds, and now they reset their play as they go and chip it in through the middle. Jean Panfay on the forecheck. Can't steal the puck away, and now DeVos, the in over the blue line. It's Baumgartner through the on the right wing. We heard the ding sound, but the puck ended up on the wrong side of the net, and it's still in play. Vetter has the puck now. Cross-ice pass. Vetter calls for a return pass, doesn't get it. They dump it in, and it looks like offside is going to be called on the play as the DeVos players were chasing it on the delay call. Michel Reason also played a few games in the NHL, just like his counterpart Steve Kasper did. A lot less, though, as Michel Reason played just 12 games with the Edmonton Oilers earlier this century. It's the Russian line that's out there for the Dragons, as they're nicknamed. Pretty obvious nickname for a Chinese team, especially given the fact that they do have a dragon on their logo. Now DeVos attempting to clear the puck out. They can't do that. It's Kazakov battling for it in the corner. Kick pass to Klusanov. And now it's Baumgartner who's back with possession. Baumgartner shifts it over the blue line. Finds his teammate over there, and they send it to the other corner now. Failed to negotiate contact, but now Bachhoffner puts it through the middle for Baumgartner. Baumgartner with all the moves, looking for a cross-ice pass on a 2-on-1 rush. That's the Dragons who intercept the puck, and they now in over the blue line. It's Lobanov taking the shot, and Fabrice Cruzen makes the stop. Cruzen was scored 9 times in the first game that DeVos played at the tournament. They faced Red Bull Salzburg, and it was the Austrian team that won 9-1. Fabrice Cruzen played the entire game, only to make his another appearance later in the third game in round robin for DeVos, when things went sour for Marvin Cortan last night. Fabrice Cruzen stepped up in the third period. Sizzling shot from the point by the Chinese side, but it goes wide. Nolan Lee gains the zone. He has Sani on his left. Sani shoots it wide of the net, but Sani retrieves the puck at the half wall, passes it to the point. They have it back in the corner. Sani has it behind the net. Gets away from his opponent with a nice spin. Another spin by Sani. We call him Gretzky on the team, and you can see why. Now it's Dzor Runchin, number 13. Backhand pass. Nolan Lee takes a shot. It's blocked in front. Pretty good offensive shift for this Chinese team. Sani was trying to take another shot away. Wasn't given enough room to do that. Now it's Dzor Runchin. And Nolan Lee still battling for the puck. Dzor Runchin passed it to the point. Nolan Lee was calling for the puck, banging his stick on the ice. Didn't get any, but Juan Sani, actually it's not Nolan Lee, is trying to make a centering pass. And all in all, DeVos are able to clear it down the ice, and they beat the icing call. Pretty impressive shift by the Dragons right now. But now it's DeVos who are in the offensive end, and it's Spinel, Tsanova, and Vriach who are trying to make something happen. We're 6 minutes and 40 seconds into the first period of play between Kunlun Red Star Helludzan and DeVos. There's still no score. Vriach gains the zone down the right wing. He gains speed as well. Shields the puck, but loses it. And now the Dragons defenseman, who's stickless, had to make a kick pass to his teammate. The Dragons clear it to the neutral zone. DeVos chip it back in. It's going to be Vriach battling for the puck behind the net. Yaroslav Yakovenko is giving him a piece of his mind. Riach is still with possession with all the moves, trying to get away from Zhang Banfeng. Shot is taken from the slot. It was Riach again who was all over the defensive end of the ice on this shift. And now Chinese have it deep in their defensive end as both teams are making changes on the fly. And as Pavel Belov passes to his left, gets the puck back. Tries to go through the middle with it to Jin Wang, the 17-year-old talent on this Chinese team. Fabrice Cruzen sends it around the rim. And now as Konstantin Rossiyski plays the puck right next to Kunlun's Red Stars bench, the play is blown dead. 2 men on the ice. This is going to be the call against the Dragons. Not a very smart play by Konstantin Rossiyski. And that's what Steve Kasper is unhappy about. Jin Wang is going to serve the call. And Michel Reason explaining to his team what they should do on this power play. They have scored only 1 power play goal throughout the tournament on a lot of attempts. And that was a late marker in last night's game when they pulled the goal for the extra attacker, so they actually had a 6-on-4 man advantage. And they were able to steal the shutout from Victor Östman. Now it's Vedder taking the shot from in tight. They almost scored just a few seconds in on their initial power play attempt of the night. Baumgartner played it to the corner. And now DeVos fly through the neutral zone. Down the puck further. Down around the rim. Bachhoffner stops it at the half wall. Skates into the corner. Looking for centering pass. Doesn't see a passing lane. Goes Saucer to Vetter, who was at the point. The pass was intercepted. And now Bachhoffner. Oh, it's Baumgartner. Baumgartner tries to spin away from his opponent. Pass it to the middle. They gain the zone, but they just offside. And the faceoff is going to take place just outside of the Dragons' territory. Misha Bleicher skated with the puck offside. He was the only player on DeVos last night who managed to score, and there he is with the biscuit again, starting off another offensive rush as we're halfway through into this DeVos' initial power play of the night. They managed to keep it in the offensive end, and now Bleicher is looking for a centering pass as he had his head up. Back at the point with it. Looking for a point shot. They don't take it. Now they pass it to the slot. And Misha Bleicher with a great scoring chance just couldn't bury it. Now Paris O'Brien covers up the puck in the slot. And we have, looks like a fight that's going on. Pavel Medvedev doesn't have his gloves on. And he just feeds someone on DeVos team. A few punches. You can't do that at this tournament. And they might both be gone for the rest of the night for that. It's Niklas Heine and Pavel Medvedev who engaged into some fisticuffs. Looks like Medvedev got at least a couple of good hands in. Looks like there's not going to be a game misconduct for that, but he's given, might get 2 for roughing. We're going to wait for the official to make the call. One thing is for certain is that Heinen and Belova both in the sin bin right now. Could be offside in minors for Ruffin. Could be a little bit extra. Steve Kasper was with the Toronto Maple Leafs before he joined Kunlun Red Star organization. He was one of their pro scouts and then director of pro scouting for several years before joining this young Chinese club. Young yet ambitious. And definitely fast growing. And it's going to be DeVos who's going to have a 2-man advantage after that last stoppage of play. Lizzie Hallow, I think, got his double minor. As Benjamin Baumgartner skates to the hash marks, makes a pass to Vetter, and there's another call that's made. Looks like this time it might go against DeVos.
Penalty. Team Davos, number 37, Nicholas Heine. Penalty, Team Kunlun.
About to take a face-off in the neutral zone right next to Kunlun's blue line. And Spinell, who gains the zone down the right wing, he drives to the slot, takes the shot. Paris O'Brien, where's the stop? What a burst of speed by Spinell. He's got a few markers at this tournament already. Was looking for another one. As Erkan Fu could not keep up with this Italian forward. Erkan Fu, one of the 8 players who competed for under-18 Team China earlier this spring. As we passed the half-minute mark of the period, DeVos have a 2-minute advantage, and they're going to have it for 80 seconds if they don't score. So far, none of the teams have been able to find the back of the net. And now Fabrice Cruzen with a bit of an awkward and clumsy play behind his net. And DeVos had a hard time starting off their offensive rush. It's Klisanov and Labanov who are out there for Kunlun, and they're harassing DeVos players as we're now back to playing 5-on-4 hockey. DeVos deep in the offensive end with the biscuit. Riech to the point, back to Riech, to the half wall. Riech deeper down into the offensive territory. Riech now has it at the right dot, taking the shot, and Paris O'Brien makes another stop. Kunlun won just 1 game in this season so far. Earlier this month, they defeated Typhoon from Primorye region in Russia 5-4. Labanov, Riggs, Zhu, and Kwan Sanyi had the markers. Kwan Sanyi scored twice. We're number 22 on this Chinese team as the puck goes out of play again. This has been the story of the tournament so far, and it's going to end up like the story of the tournament for DeVos, not being able to convert on their power play chances. And that's got to give Michel Reason a terrible headache heading into regular season in just a few weeks, or days rather. With 8:30 to go in the opening period of play, we still have no score, and we're back to playing 5-on-5. The Chinese are trying to set up the offense, but they're having trouble getting out from the forecheck of DeVos. Take a shot from the slot. Paris O'Brien had to stay alert. The Dragons are finally in the neutral zone and they dump the puck in. Fabrice Cruzen comes out to play it, sends it back over the glass. And now DeVos with the speed. Enter the zone. Centering pass. And it's intercepted by the Dragons as they try to put it back into the offensive territory. And now DeVos with possession again. Baumgartner has it in the offensive end for DeVos. Cheap pass made to Carlo Pingin. But he lost the puck behind the net, and now it's the Dragons. Skate over their red line, dump the puck in, and offside is called on the play, I believe. DeVos seem to have a bit of an advantage in this game so far, especially since they spent quite a few minutes having a man advantage, just failing to convert on it. It would be a huge success for Kunlun Red Star if they can finish not last at this Junior Club World Cup. And so far they've been doing better than in all their previous games put together, that's for sure. Michel Reason hasn't looked happy at this tournament 1 minute. It was never an occurrence of him being happy. Always on edge, always talking to his team, always having those shifty eyes. Tournament has been a disaster for the DeVos team. But on the bright side, it's a really young team that they brought to the tournament this year. They have a lot of room to grow, that's for sure. The Chinese dump the puck in, down the left wing and goes. Labanov with a centering pass. It's blocked and it doesn't make its way to the slot. They go for another one. It's intercepted as well. And now DeVos with speed. Gaining the zone, shooting it. Goes wide of the net again. Long pass attempt by the Dragons, but they failed to connect. As they pass it to the slot, battle for it right in front of Cruzen, who has to cover it up and force a defensive zone face-off for the Swiss side. Bonov came really close to tipping it past Cruzen, who has a dual citizenship. His father is Dutch, as we already mentioned earlier this tournament, and his mother is Swiss. DeVos take over the puck in the defensive end, chip it into the neutral zone, and now it's Riech who has it in the corner in the offensive end. He's behind the net now, still with the biscuit, bangs it off the wall, gets it back at the half wall. And now Bachhoffner will have to reset the play for DeVos as they pass it off the wall to Spinell to the right wing. Spinell was trying to make a pass to the slot. Couldn't get it there. Stifler putting it in the corner for DeVos. Spinell with the puck behind the net. Pass it back to the half wall to the point now. Stifler looking for a passing lane. Pass it to the half wall to Spinell. Stifler with a point shot. It's deflected in front, and they score on the rebound. DeVos take a late lead in the first period as they have the first goal of the game. And it's the skipper who puts it in. It's Lorenzo Glardner with his first of the tournament, as he nets it on Gianni Stifler's initial shot. Paris O'Brien gives up a fat rebound right in... Actually, it never made it to Paris O'Brien. It got hit He hit one of the defensemen in front of the net, and that's what created the rebound, on which Lorenzo Glardner was able to convert. It's 1-0 DeVos, with 5.5 minutes remaining to be played in the first period. Finally got our first goal of the game. The Dragons, with some serious rush to the slot. Denis Kazakov almost got it right back for the Chinese side, but Fabrice Cruzen made a nice pad save. Very nice move by Kazakov. Bit of a lazy play by Cruzen too, as he didn't even try to poke it away. Stayed very conservative and deep in his crease, and that's what gave Kazakov all that room to work with down low. And now it's Klusanov looking to make a pass and tries to shoot it, and it gets blocked. And now it's Kazakov again, trying to steal the puck in the offensive end, as DeVos sent it safely to the other side of the rink. Lobanov now trying to get it away, but now it's Bachhoffner. And they still battle for it at the boards. They give it up, and Lobanov tries to deflect it in. But Fabrice Cruzen stayed alert and made a nice save to keep DeVos in the lead. It's the Russian 5-man unit that seems to be creating all the scoring chances for Kunlun Red Star. It's Klusanov, Lobanov, Kazakov, and they have Yakovenko and Belov on the blue line. And now it's DeVos, who loses the puck in the neutral zone. Jing Wang taking a shot, but that was an easy save for Fabrice Cruzen to make. Jing Wang is a 17-year-old talent that they really have high hopes for in China. At the recent Under-18 IIHF World Junior Championship, Jing Wang was third in scoring with 9 points at the tournament, but he was first in goals at 7 markers. And now it's Huan Sanyi and Jing Wang, two most prominent young Chinese players on that team, were put on the same line for that shift, and DeVos iced it. So we'll go back to DeVos' territory to take another draw. It's safe to say that DeVos is the only team at the tournament who hasn't looked dominant in the game against Kunlun Red Star. At least so far. Every other team has looked out of worldly when put in comparison to Kunlun. Jean Panfei to central ice. And DeVos give it up in the defensive end. And now Yakovenko corrals the puck in his defensive end, starts the play down the left wing. They have it in the offensive end. But DeVos are able to spin away and trying to put it in the neutral zone, but it's intercepted, and Jean Panfei is battling for it in the corner now on the left wing. Jean Panfei is going to try to circle the net, and it does so. Centering pass by Jean Panfei. Again, he's normally a defenseman, but playing a position of forward at this game. Gavin E is trying to knock the puck loose. Centering pass by Gavin E. Got one of the goals for the Dragons at the tournament. The puck goes around the rim. Fake move as they tried to keep it in the offensive end, but now the play went offside, and Kunlun players went for a line change. It's just under 3 minutes remaining to play in the first period. DeVos with the only goal. It's 1-0 as they skate in over the blue line. Circling the net. to the point, back into the corner with some room. Centering pass, and it doesn't go through, and the Dragons are able to clear the puck down the ice. Stifler goes D to D with it. Up to the left wing it goes. It's intercepted, but DeVos regained possession for a second in the neutral zone. And now it's the Dragons who try to make something happen offensively. Stifler gets the puck under control, sends it to his teammate. They tried to go up the left wing, couldn't do that. Deflection by Juan Sagny in front of the net. And Fabrice Cruisen makes the stop. Looks like it was Konstantin Rosicki who was taking the point shot. It's the Russian five-man unit who are out there for the Chinese, but they lose the draw. And now Klisinov battles for the puck in the corner. DeVos on the breakout with a long pass attempt to the right wing. Doesn't go all the way through, but Vector still gets it under control. And now it's Ben Baumgartner who falls down. No call is going to be made on the play. Klisinov starts up the play up the right wing. Dragons, who's the pass to the slot that gets blocked. And now DeVos wheel over the red line. Gain the zone. Gianmarco Vetter decided to shoot it, and it didn't get through. And now it's Spinell with a wraparound attempt. The door is shot by Paris O'Brien. Konstantin Rosicki with a quick pass back to his teammate, who is Labanov. As both teams are changing on the fly, I believe. Konstantin Rosicki had no idea where the puck was for a second, but now it's Labanov who starts out the offensive rush. Kunlun gains the zone, but changing on the fly. Now it's Jean Pamphé in the corner, battling for the puck. And the play is blown dead, as the puck just got buried somewhere under the pile of players over there. And it looks like there's going to be a penalty on the play too. Looks like it's going to be an offset and a couple of offset and minus for roughing. It's George Janin who gets the call for Kunlun, and we're going to see if there's going to be another call made. Against DeVos, there is. It's Tim Lutz. Began the tournament as their fourth liner, but last night he was promoted to the top line and he remained there till today. So with this, after a couple of offset and minors, it's a 4-on-4 hockey that we'll get to see. And it's going to remain like that till the end of the period, of which there's just 30 seconds left on the clock. Spinell tried to get it back to the point, couldn't do that, and now it's Stifler who attempts a long pass, and the play is going to be called offside. Stifler went for a risky play, but then again, DeVos have indeed been one of the most quick teams, fastest teams at the tournament. They could really use speed to their advantage. It's just the passing that is usually off, which was just the case on this latest shift. Stifler back with possession behind his net, but there's only 5 seconds remaining on the clock. Spinner with a last second shot attempt straight at Paris O'Brien. And the horn goes off. We're all done with the opening 20 minutes of play here in Sochi, where Kunlun Red Star are currently down 1-0 to DeVos in the 7th place game. We'll be back in about 17 with 40 more minutes, or perhaps even more to go. So don't wander off too far away.
number 12, also charged with a assisted by number 5, Jeff.
интересные вещи. Прямо сейчас у нас очередная ледовая баталия, на этот раз семейная. Давайте встречать наших участников. Итак, первая семья – это семья Гримовичей. Давайте им громко поаплодируем. Ребят, заходите. Они в темных шлемах. И семья Провоторовых. Это команда номер 2. Отец в белом шлеме, сын в черном.
первенства. Мы знаем, на что мы способны и готовы за это бороться. Рука об руку, плечом к плечу. Создавать историю.
The sun is slowly setting in southern Russia, in Sochi, as we come inside to Shaiba Ice Arena, where the 7th place game of the 2018 Junior Club World Cup takes place. It's Devos against Kunlun Red Star Heludzen, and after 20 minutes of play, it's Devos with the only marker of the game. It came from the skipper of Devos side. It's Lorenzo Glardner, who found the back of the net on the rebound to score his first goal of the tournament. Lorenzo Glardner began the tournament as the top center for this Devos team, and he was throughout 2 games, but after the first 2 games he was demoted to the 2nd line, and for today's game he was demoted to the 3rd line. So we can obviously see that Michal Reason, the head coach of Devos, he isn't quite happy with his captain's performance. And Glardner, number 9 on Devos, is trying to change it around as we are underway in the 2nd period of the game between Devos and Kunlun Red Star Heludzen. And for about a minute, it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey as we got a couple of offsetting minors late in the 1st period. Devos trying to skate to the slot. They're given no room. Now with the spin, trying to get away and drive to the slot. It's number 37, Nicholas Heine, couldn't do that. Got into a fight earlier tonight. Heine exchanged a few punches with Yaroslav Yakovenko, Pavel Belov rather, excuse me. Another Russian defenseman on this Chinese team. There are 3 of them. Rositsky, Yakovenko, and Belov. And now Huan Sanyi in the offensive end tries to win the puck over. Sanyi still with possession in the offensive end, and only now they give up the puck. And we're back to playing full strength as Konstantin Rositsky goes D to D. And Chinese defenseman blows his tire. And now Devos with a chance to intercept the puck in the offensive end. They do, as they still changing on the fly. Riach with a nice spin to get away from his defenseman, taking the shot. And it looks like it gets blocked before it reaches Paris O'Brien, Kunlun's goaltender. Devos chip it back into the offensive end. Chinese tried to clear it down the left wing. Klusanov sends it to the right wing. Misses everybody, and now Devos will skate to retrieve it into the defensive territory. They do. And now they chip it back into the offensive end for themselves. Arkham Fu plays it to the other side of the rink. Klusanov tries to get it to Lobanov. Lobanov is balanced right now. And he loses the bat also. Chinese will have to recommence the offense. Down the right wing, Yaroslav Yakovenko, former Loko Yaroslavl player, scored his first career Junior Hockey League goal against Kunlun, and now he's playing for the Dragons. Devos with another shot from the hash marks, and it's blocked. And now it's Kazakov. He's trying to break away through the neutral zone. Can't quite do that. And now it's Vetr with the centering pass, as he was looking for Carlo Panjan to negotiate contact. As they're taking the point shot, which goes wide. Devos still have it in the offensive end. And now it's Artem Lobanov with a spin move and a dig in the defensive end to create some space for himself. Kunlun taking a shot from the right face of circle. Zoe Janin, the captain. And Fabrice Cruzen had to make the stop. And now it's Jean Panfay. Jean Panfay skates to the area behind the net. Passed it to the point. Back to Jean Panfay, who's got room in the corner now. Send it to the area behind the net. They're trying to get it to the slot. As Joe Janin Chinese captain was driving to the area in front of Fabrice Cruzen, couldn't quite do that. And now it's Davos sitting over the blue line. Passing it to the point, taking a point shot. Might have been deflected by Spinell. But now the Chinese Gavin Yee is chasing the puck down the ice. Now he has to skate back into the neutral zone so the Dragons could gain the zone. And now it's Stifler. Stifler in over the blue line. Pass it to Riach. Riach gives up the puck. But then turnover, and Spinell scores from the slot just like that. Less than 5 minutes into the second period. Davos doubled their lead on a horrendous defensive mistake by the Dragons. Stefan Spinell, one of the leading scorers. As a matter of fact, the leading goal scorer for Davos, finds the loose puck right in front of Paris O'Brien and puts it home. Just a really bad giveaway by Kunlun behind their own net, as the puck just jumped in front of Spinell and he sends it in. Davos had momentum on their side in this game. It's just they haven't been able to convert it into a larger advantage on the scoreboard. And at least now they have a 2-goal advantage, because a 1-goal advantage in this kind of game is a very flimsy lead. Now Artem Lobanov with a saucer pass to central ice. He's looking for Kazakov. Now Kazakov curls in the neutral zone. Skates to the right wing, shielding the puck, dumps it into the corner, and around the rim it goes. Cruzen misplays the puck, and Artem Lobanov is able to get it under control at the half walls. Another speed. Attempt to pass to Kazakov. Didn't go through, but Lobanov taking a shot now. And Cruzen was alert and made the save. Now Klisanov at the half wall. Pass it to Kazakov. Kazakov goes to the point to take a point shot. And Cruzen makes a stick save as Lobanov was first on the rebound, but now it's Klisanov who's battling for the puck behind the net. This Russian 5-man unit has been really dangerous for the Chinese team, as they were taking another shot, and Fabrice Cruzen had to make another stop. No icing is called on the play. It's going to keep going, and Konstantin Rossitsky puts it up through the middle. And Davos regain possession in the defensive end, but lose the puck in the neutral zone. Now Kunlun put it back into the offensive end. Bachhoffner. Some miscommunication with Cruzen over there. Kunlun in the offensive end. Centering pass attempt. And Cruzen has to freeze the play again. Juan Sanyi with a possible scoring chance, but great defensive play by Davos to out-muscle him from the puck. We've mentioned already that Kunlun Red Star Haludzan hired Steve Kasper as the head coach for this season. Last season, it was Alexander Barkov Sr. who was working with the team, but he got promoted to work. He stayed within the club system, now working with their VHL team, the foreign team of their KHL team. So you can see that becoming a large organization and a full member of the Continental Hockey League family. Juan Sanyi is about to take the draw for Kunlun, and he wins it and tried to take a shot away. It was partial block, but Sanyi is back with the block with a nice move in the corner. Attempted a cross-ice pass. And now they dump it further around the rim. And Davos will commence the offense with a long pass to the right wing, but they fail to connect on this one. Still no icing is called. And they have it in the offensive end. Taking a point shot, which whistles wide. And now DeVos back with it. At the point, backhand pass to the right wing. In front, there's nobody there. It misses everybody, and Kowloon get it back under control. Zor Runchin with the middle, pass through the middle. Now Rich on the turnover, taking a shot straight at Paris O'Brien. Spinell was trying to block his view. And we're going to get a face-off in Kowloon's territory. Hard shot by Rich, but straight at Paris O'Brien. And O'Brien, all he had to do was just position himself right in front of that clapper. DeVos dumped the puck in, but they have to leave the offensive end for the play to stay onside. Erkan Fu with some spins in the corner for Kunlun. We're in over the blue line, but they're miles offside. Taking a shot after the whistle, and that's what DeVos players are unhappy about. It's considered bad manners in hockey, because why would you risk injury in a goaltender once the play has already been called dead? Jing Wang almost won the faceoff for his team, but it's DeVos who have the possession now. As they go for another long pass, and it's intercepted, and now it's an odd man rush for Kunlun. Jing Wang gets his own, takes a quick shot. Easy job of Fabrice Cruzen. Jing Wang, just 17 years of age, and he's one of the biggest talents in this for this Chinese generation of players. Expected to shine for his country at the home Winter Olympics that are going to be held in Beijing in 2022. Kazakov with a pass to Klisanov with a spin. Nice idea, but it didn't work out for them. And now this Russian line again. Aggressive on the forecheck, but it's DeVos with all the speed getting in the zone, trying to take a shot away from the face-up dot. And now it's Labanov who gets it loose. Labanov, Magnitogorsk native, pass it to the middle. And the pass is incomplete. DeVos are in over the blue line. Taking a shot, it was Panjan. And the puck goes out of play. As we're 8 minutes and 40 seconds into the second frame. It's whenever this Russian line hits the ice that's where all their scoring chances for Kunlun are coming from. And now it's Zor Runchin with a backhand pass. Runchin back in possession at the half wall, loses it. And now Vetter with another long pass to the neutral zone as DeVos dumped the puck into the far corner. And the Dragons give it to Juan Sani. Juan Sani, he's got moves and speed. Skates to there behind the net, drops it for his teammate. And skates out the left wing, looking for the return pass. They attempt to make a long connection with him. As Juan Sani shields it beautifully to gain possession in the offensive end for Kunlun. But now the loot again as Erkan Fu puts it back into the neutral zone. Runchin tried to get in the offensive end by himself. They do now. But there's nobody there. Non-players in red jerseys were in over the blue line. And DeVos are back with possession in the offensive end. Kunlun put it through the middle. They have speed as they come into the DeVos territory, taking a shot, and it's blocked. Hits the glass behind the net. But Kunlun are back with possession, trying to center it from behind the net. Konstantin Rosicki now has the puck, taking a shot from the point, and Fabrice Cruzen makes an easy stop. Konstantin Rosicky was the point shot. Rosicky is a product of Bely Medvedy Junior Hockey School in Moscow, same junior hockey school that gave the world Nikita Kucherov, Nikita Gusev, and Igor Rozhganov. And now it's Vater trying to establish control of the puck in his defensive territory. Can't quite do that. And Kunlun pick it up on the turnover, trying to get it to the net. And now it's Riach in on a breakaway, taking the shot, and Paris O'Brien comes up big to shut the door on a breakaway chance for Riach. Now Spinell trying to steal it away in the area behind there. Konstantin Rosicky with a nice spin to get away from his opponent, as Vetter puts the puck into the offensive end. Rosicky receives it at the half wall on his defensive end. Glardner with another shot just as he entered the offensive end. But Paris O'Brien gloves it down. And now we're going to see another face-off taken in Kunlun's territory. Excellent stop by Paris O'Brien as we get in another look at it on Riach. Fadri Riach, one of the older players on this really young DeVos team. Glarner puts it in the offensive end. Now the battle for the puck ferociously. And now Kazakov with possession in the neutral zone. Potential 3-on-2 was developing for Kunlun, but the man in yellow jerseys caught up to them. And Klusanov gives up the puck in the offensive territory. DeVos shoot it back into the offensive end. Paris O'Brien came out to play it, but couldn't stop it behind his net. And now it's Kazakov passing it to Klusanov. Klusanov goes to the other end of the ice. Now it's Artem Lobanov with a backhand pass into the neutral zone. Klusanov is back with the puck. Klusanov passed it to Lobanov. Lobanov puts it in the offensive end. Kazakov on the forecheck blocks the passing lane, and the puck goes out of play. And there's another stoppage of play. This Russian line has been able to put a few good passes together to be able to gain the offensive end. But it's when it's coming to taking shots that they have a few problems setting them up. Here comes Fu off the boards. And Kunlun clears the puck into the neutral zone. DeVos chip it back in. Paris O'Brien plays it to his defenseman, who tries to go for complicated play. And they lose the puck in the defensive territory. Juan Sanyi with a nice turn to break loose and create some space for his teammates. Hard hit by DeVos. It's Schiffler who delivered it. And there's another stoppage of play. It's supposed to be a freewheeling period since both of the teams have the benches located further up the ice, which is supposed to help out their offensive rushes. And we've seen one for DeVos as they just shortly, just a few minutes ago, they had a great chance to improve their lead to 3-0. Fadri Riach got in on the breakaway, but Paris O'Brien made a huge save to keep it a close game for Kunlun. Kevin Yee was taking the draw for Kunlun. Normally a defenseman, but plays center of the third line for Kunlun. And it's not the first time we've seen Steve Kasper put his defenseman as forwards. Ryan Riggs, who is not dressed for this game, played as a defenseman the entire season last year, but was put on offense by Steve Kasper in the offseason and scored 3 goals in one of the preseason games, and that's the position we've seen Riggs play at this Junior Club World Cup. So maybe it's going to work out for Jean Panfay and Gavin Yee as well. Who knows? Puck goes out of play again. Looks like there's going to be a penalty for that. I'm going to have to wait and see who's it going to go against, as Yaroslav Yakovenko is a bit slow to get up. And Michelle Reason is furious again with something. And that's what it's about. It's spearing is the call. Yaroslav Yakovenko was on the receiving end of that spearing, and that means there's going to be a game misconduct
5 minutes.
called against DeVos.
Plus game misconduct penalty for sparing. Time 33:01.
And that's a real chance for this Kunlun team. Because if it's a game misconduct, which they just announced, that means that Kunlun Red Star will get a 5 minutes of power play. That's basically till the end of this period, and that's what Michelle Reason was furious about. In this really close game, they just gave Kunlun a great chance to get back in it. They're only down by 2. Jean Panfang goes to Gavin Yee. They're now back to their normal defensive positions. Labanov tried to beat Fabrice Cruzen short side, but Cruzen was stayed alert and next to his post. It's a great chance for the Dragons to tie this game up and maybe even get in the lead. That 5-minute measures are really hard to kill off. And no matter how many goals Kunlun are going to score, they're still going to remain on the power play. You can't kill off until time expires entirely. Juan Sanyi is going to take this really important faceoff and is going to win it for his team. Kunlun are unable to keep it in the defensive end though, as they try to go D to D. As Zohar Runchen skates into the zone with a biscuit, trying to establish control. Juan Sanyi passed it through the middle, but it missed everybody among his teammates. It was just a few seconds over 6 minutes. That's exactly how much time we got left in the second period. Jin Wang, number 14, skates into the zone with the puck, passed it to Yakovenko. Yakovenko to the middle, yet back to Yakovenko. Yakovenko is looking for a point shot. He's taking it, and it goes wide. Juan Sanyi was really close to keeping this puck in there in the offensive end for Kunlun, but now they have to go all the way back down the ice to retrieve it and start all over again. They pass it to Juan Sanyi. Sanyi cannot get it under control, and now DeVos are trying to kill as much penalty time as they can as they played it back to the defensive end before chipping it all the way down the ice. Kunlun go for another offensive rush. They pass it up to the right wing to the middle. Klisanov went with it. Now it's Kazakov who has the puck. Kazakov plays it to Jean Panfang. They go to Lobanov, who has it at the half wall. Lobanov looking for his options, passing it down low. This is Kazakov. Kazakov picks it up, passes it back to Lobanov. Lobanov to Pan Fan. Lobanov can shoot it from on top of the face-off circle. Fake move, and he hits somebody in front of the net as he did take the shot. And now Kazakov passes it to Klisanov. Klisanov further down to the half wall to Lobanov. Lobanov tried to get it back to Jean Pamphé, but was intercepted and tossed down the ice again. Gavin Yee starts the offensive rush down the left wing as they pass it to his teammate, who gained the zone. Runchin could have taken a shot, but still passed it to his teammate. As they set up offense at the point, Jing Wen, they have it in the slot now, and Cruzen has to cover it up. Kulin Red Star throwing some neat passes together in the offensive end of the ice, as they're still on this long power play opportunity. But they have trouble getting the pucks to the net. That seems to be the biggest problem for them right now. And they call timeout.
30 seconds timeout for
most of the power play time has already gone. And this is really the key moment of the game for this Chinese team, and that's why Steve Kasper is. We need one here, boys, he says, and they really do. They need to score at least one on this power play attempt to make things interesting. Very uncalled for penalty for DeVos. That's Piran call. And it was one of the top forwards who got it too. It was Misha Bleicher who received the 5-minute manager in a game misconduct for Spirin. Kulin are back out there with their Russian 5-man unit. It's Yakovenko to Kazakov to Lobanov, who shoots it from the hash marks, and it's blocked. That was a dangerous chance for the Dragons. As Yakovenko skates to his defensive end to pick up the puck, and he skates out with it almost. Voss forced him to slow the play down. And now it's Pavel Belov who has the puck, bangs it off the wall back to Yakovenko. Yakovenko's looking for a long pass, but still passes it back to Pavel Belov. Pavel Belov to Yakovenko. Yakovenko to Artem Lobanov. Lobanov in over the blue line, skates to the half wall at the right wing. Looked like he might have been cross-checked against, but no calls made on the play, and now it's Spinell who's taken the shot, trying to beat Paris O'Brien on the short side, and the puck goes out of play. Spinell might have hit the iron on that shift. Let's take a closer look at it. Didn't hit the iron, hit Paris O'Brien in the shoulder, and that's how the puck went out of play. Benjamin Baumgartner who's taking the shot. Konstantin Rossiyski passed it to the area behind his own net. Erkan Fu back to Rossiyski. Jiang Guo, the captain, in the zone, passed it to Rossiyski at the point. Rossiyski back to his captain. Take a shot from there, from on top of the left face-off circle, and it goes wide of the net. They're looking for centering pass. DeVos are trying to block every passing lane in front of the net. And DeVos successfully kill off the long penalty kill. Kulin failed to score anything on this really big fat chance they were given by the Swiss side. And now it's Rossiyski attempting to start the rush from his own net, from his defensive end. Zoran Runchin flies into the offensive end with all the speed as he circles the net. Looking for a passing lane. Tries to pass it to Juan Sanyi, but pass is incomplete. There was 90 seconds remaining to play in the second period. DeVos go for a long pass to the left wing. They chip the puck into the offensive end. And Jin Zihao puts it back to the area behind his net. Dragons are really having trouble exiting the zone under pressure. And now it's DeVos, who's setting up their offensive play. Might take shot from the right face of circle as Vada plays it back to the point. Point shot is taken and the puck goes out of play. There's less than a minute remaining to play in the second period. The DeVos were able to double their lead early in this frame. 4 minutes and 13 seconds into the period. Fadri Riach beat Paris O'Brien in a really clumsy defensive play by the Dragons, to say the least. Stefan Spinell picked up the only assist on that play. And then Misha Bleicher got a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for spearing. Just giving a wrapped gift to the Dragons to get back in the game, and they failed to convert even once on that long power play opportunity. But maybe they can happen something now as Artem Lobanov was taking the shot from the left wing and Fabrice Kruisen made the save. Now it's Bachhoffner in the offensive end. Very deep in it too. And Artem Lobanov with a spin to get away from his defenseman. But he failed to get into the slot and take a shot away. The horn goes off, and after 40 minutes of play, it's DeVos with a 2-0 lead in the for the 7th place game at the 2018 Junior Club World Cup. We have 20 minutes, or perhaps even more, to be played in this hockey game. It's still pretty close, as the Dragons are only down by 2. Come back in about 17 and find out how it ends. See you soon.
Счет 0-0, ничья. Победитель пока еще не ясен, нет ни у кого преимущества. Точка номер 2 на этот раз. Давайте начнем вновь с Дениса. И Денис попадает в ворота. Да-да-да-да-да! 1-0. Максим, нужно сравнивать, нужно постараться. И точно. Счет становится 1-1. У нас вновь ничья. Вновь неясно, кто же заберет нашу бейсболку. Позиция номер 3. Денис, начинай. Итак, да, есть. Счет становится 2-1, и все зависит от Максима. Либо мы продолжим серию, либо на этом она заканчивается, и Денис становится победителем. Аплодисменты Денису. Именно он получает бейсболку от компании Atributica Club. Ну а Максима мы еще раз благодарим за участие. Это было очень и очень достойно. Давайте поаплодируем участникам еще один раз. Ну и настраиваемся на третий период. 20 минут отличного хоккея нас ждет. Ну и я надеюсь, что вы также продолжите дарить командам свои овации, аплодисменты и эмоции.
историю побед.
We're back in Sochi for the third period of play between DeVos and Kunlun Red Star Heludon. The two are disputing the 7th place at the 2018 Junior Club World Cup. Nobody wants to finish dead last. Pride is on the line. And as we already mentioned, it would be a huge success for this Chinese team to finish 7th. So this game is really important to them and their entire junior hockey program in the nation. After 40 minutes of play, it's DeVos who have the 2-0 lead. The latest marker was called by Fadri Riech on a bad defensive turnover by Kunlun Red Star. Stefan Spinell picked up the only assist on that game. And earlier in the first period, it was Captain Lorenzo Glarner who scored on the rebound. Johnny Stifler took the original shot from the point. It has been a pretty even game. DeVos seem to have a bit of a momentum on their side, and they have a slight advantage when it comes to faceoffs and shots on goal. But they gave up a really good opportunity to get back in the game to Kunlun as they got a very unnecessary spearing major. And Misha Bleiger is gone for the rest of the night because of that. But Kunlun Red Star failed to convert on that 5-minute power play. They even took a timeout halfway through it, trying to adjust what they were doing on the ice, but head coach Steve Kasper hasn't been able to get his men to score. And now they have 19 minutes and 30 seconds to change that. But right now they dump it down the ice, and icing is called on the play. Kunlun have their Russian 5-man unit out there with Klasinov, Lobanov, Kazakov up front, and Yakovenko and Belov have the blue line, and that has been their most dangerous unit all night long. It's whenever they're on the ice, something happens in the offensive end for the Dragons. Faceoff is going to have to be retaken. It's Yannick Tenova who's taken the draw for Kunlun, and he loses to Klasinov. And now it's the Russian 5 who commence their offense. Lobanov chips the puck into the offensive end. And now Kunlun played safely to the area behind their net. Up to the right wing it goes. And now Riech, one of the goal scorers tonight, gains speed in his defensive end, flies through the neutral zone, loses the handle, and now he battles for the puck with Konstantin Rosicki. And Riech is back with possession in the offensive end, lost his stick. As Kunlun tried to get it back under control, Klasinov attempts a long pass. It's intercepted in the neutral zone. And DeVos are looking to set camp in the offensive end. They keep the puck just in the zone. As Kunlun Red Star iced it again. And now DeVos can complete their line change, while the Dragons will have to remain just as they are on the ice. It looks like their first line has been double shifted. This is the second shift for Lobanov's line in just about 90 seconds. Now they go for the change. As Bachhoffner dumps the puck in over the blue line into the corner. Konstantin Rosicki gets it up to the half wall. And they battle for it now. Konstantin Rosicki shoves one of the DeVos players right into the boards. The official was right there and made no call. So the play goes on. Bit of a miscommunication by Chinese players as they were exiting their zone, and now it's Wang Sanyi flies in over the blue line, shields the puck, tries to get to the slot, takes a shot, rebound. Fabrice Cruzen to stop Wang Sanyi on a very good offensive scoring chance that the Chinese forward has created for himself. And now DeVos players are back in over the offensive end. Baumgartner was a cross-ass pass, and he successful at that. They pass it back to the point, taking a point shot. It's deflected, but it goes wide of the net. As Stifler is battling for the puck in the offensive end, wins it over. But not for long, as now DeVos at back with possession, skating around the net. Point shot is taken, but it misses everyone as it lands behind the net. Now DeVos players try to move it in the high slot. It's intercepted by Kunlun. The pass it to Sanyi, and the play is offside. Wang Sanyi has been able to show us a few good moves and created a few scoring chances for his team, but doesn't have a lot of points at the tournament to show for it. In fact, has none. But if we have to single out one Chinese-born player on this team, it would have to be number 22, Wang Sanyi. And now Riach with possession. Tried to pass it to the right wing. Didn't go all the way through, and now it did. Now Spinell was trying to put it back in the corner. Giant Italian forward. Picked up one of the assists today. A long pass attempt made by DeVos. And they kept it onside. What a play. And Riach finds the back of the net for his second of the game, as he sends it past Paris O'Brien. What a goal by DeVos. As with 3 minutes and 50 seconds in, long pass attempt, and Riach kept the play alive as he had to lie on his belly and stretch to receive the puck. And then he just sniped it past Paris O'Brien to beat him on the stick side. It's 3-0 DeVos now.
Goal for Team Davos, scored by number 17, Fadri Riach, assisted by number 25, Stefan Spinner, and number 28, Nanda Plej.
Kunlun back in possession as they dump the puck in. As DeVos are currently enjoying their fresh 3-0 lead. With 4 minutes into the third period. Labanov tried to beat Fabrice Cruzen on the short side, and he did, and went for Evgeny Kuznetsov celebration. This Russian line finally got what they were looking for all night long, as Artem Labanov, Magnitogorsk native, gets the Dragons on the board, and we're back to a 2-goal game. Artem Labanov just stole the puck behind the net, and Fabrice Cruzen had no idea where it was, and Labanov banked it in off Cruzen. And just like that, the Dragons are on the board.
Goal for Team Kunlun Red Stars, scored by number 8, Artem Labanov, assisted by
Back to where we started this period from. DeVos lead by 2. And they're in the offensive end, taking a shot from the high slot, and Paris O'Brien catches it with his glove. Ben Baumgartner with the shot. Ben Baumgartner is one of the most promising young Austrian players. Represented his country this year at both under-18 and under-20 junior championships. and he was productive at both of them. Kunlun dumped the puck down the ice, and another icing is called against them. So Man and Yellow get to make a line change if they prefer, and Kunlun Red Star would have to stay exactly as they are on the ice, no matter how tired the players are. Panjan leaves the puck for his teammate. And now Kunlun forced DeVos to escape back into the neutral zone. DeVos dumped the puck in. Team Lutz was with the biscuit in the corner. Panjan now to Team Lutz, and they score. Team Lutz finds the back of the net on assist by Panjan. And in a matter of a few shifts, DeVos restored the 3-goal margin. You got to keep in mind that was a tired line out there for Kunlun as they just iced the puck and couldn't go for the change. And with that centering pass, Team Lutz, who was promoted from the third offensive line to the top line of this DeVos team, beats Paris O'Brien to make it a 4-1 hockey game. And Kunlun sent their top line out there again with Lobanov, Kazakov, and Klisinov. They need to make something happen, and this is their biggest hope. If it's not the Russian lines, who else can turn this game around? Heine tried to start the play up the left wing, couldn't quite do that. And now it's the Russian line that's harassing Jens DeVos team in the offensive end. The play goes on. As Gavin Yee joins it now in Riach, who's looking for his third of the game. Still has possession in the corner. Lobanov goes down. As DeVos re-established control of the puck in the offensive end, Riach skates into the corner, chasing it. Number 17 on DeVos with 2 markers of this 4-1 game. And now it's Spinell with his body covering the puck from Gavin Yee. Pass it to the area behind the net. John-Marco Vactor with a nice spin to get loose as he skates to the half wall. Pass it to Bachhovner. Bachhovner shoots it from the point. Doesn't make its way to the net. It was just sitting there in the slot for a couple of seconds, waiting for to be either shot or picked up by somebody. Another long pass by DeVos, and Riach makes it attempts a cross-ice pass. And now DeVos have back with possession in the neutral zone. Bachhovner have the puck, chips it in over the blue line. The battle for it in the corner. Erkan Fu is just stapled to the boards by one of DeVos players. As they skate all the way back to the defensive end to reset their offense, pass it up the left wing. And it skates all the way down into the corner of Kunlun zone. And it's going to be icing called against DeVos. Steve Kasper is trying some new line combinations. Now it was Pang Fei along with Jing Wang over there. And now Pang Fei tries to play it through the middle to Jing Wen. Successfully so. Jing Wen with the drop pass to Pang Fei. Pang Fei takes a shot. Frapper is cruising, makes the stop and give up a fat rebound. But his defense was right there to pick up the pieces and clear the puck all the way down the other end of the ice. Now Pang Fei back to Wen Jing. DeVos are in over the blue line, changing on the fly as Pascal Bruno is battling for the puck. Cross-ice pass to the other end of the rink. not really successful. And now the Chinese are trying to clear it around the boards. Attempting to exit the zone. Stifler keeps it in the offensive end for DeVos. Series of turnovers on both sides. As DeVos dumped the puck in, and Paris O'Brien plays it behind the area. Plays it behind his net. The Dragons are still trying to exit the defensive end. Finally do. Up the right wing it goes. Just get into the offensive end, looking for a centering pass. Now trying to score on the wraparound. And the battle recommences in the neutral zone. Yakovenko is back with possession in his defensive end. Dragons have it in the neutral zone. Kazakov tries to, or rather Huan Sanyi tries to put it on the blade of a stick. Can't quite do that. And the puck is back in the neutral zone now. Stefan Spinell was hurrying after it. Bumped into one of the linesmen. And now Huan Sanyi was on the forecheck. It's now Riach back in the offensive end, loses the puck. And Huan Sanyi gains speed in his defensive end. Tries to fly through the neutral zone, but has to curl back in his defensive end now. Goes for a long pass to the right wing, connects. And Kunlun Red Star able to dump the puck into the offensive end. And get some fresh troops out there. It's their top line that hits the ice now. Another long pass. We've seen a lot of them made by DeVos in this game. Now it's Konstantin Rossiyski, a huge Russian defenseman of this Chinese team. As they start the offense, Artem Lobanov just offside. Gonna see a faceoff take place just outside of DeVos's territory now. Looks like Lobanov got a little banged up on this last shift. Hopefully nothing too serious. There were a couple of injuries at this short tournament. One of them was pretty bad, as Matej Mach of Trashinets got hit in the face with the puck and will require surgery now. That happened back in round robin. And also last night, as the DeVos were taking on HV71, it was Sebastian Ehrenflut who went into the net a bit awkwardly late in the first period, and we haven't heard of him since. Could be a big loss for that Jönköping team if Ehrenflut won't be able to make his return in time for the semifinal game, which is going to take place tomorrow at 3 o'clock at this very rink. Ottawa Capitals will take on HV71 in the first semifinal game, and then later that night is going to be Red Bull Salzburg facing Loko Yaroslavl. We'll pass the halfway mark of the period. There's 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining to be played. And Lobanov should have scored his second of the game. Whiffed on the shot. And it's still a 3-goal game as Bachhoffner gains the zone as DeVos is changing on the fly. Yakovenko was about to hit him, but smart play by Bachhoffner. And now Yakovenko is down. Not sure what happened there. Yakovenko is still slow to get up. There's a battle going on between Lobanov and Bachhoffner. You can hear the players exchange pleasantries on the ice. Yaroslav Yakovenko is still slow to get up. He was on the receiving end of that spearing call in the second period. He might have been elbowed right in the face by Bachhoffner in the corner there. Might have been involuntarily on Bachhoffner's end. Gonna take a closer look at it here right now. Still a bit unclear what happened to Yakovenko. And then Lobanov just cross-checked a couple of times. Bachhoffner. Yakovenko is back at the bench to get checked. And it looks like we're going to get a couple of offsetting minors. Not sure why. Vetter is in the box because the conflict seemed to be developing between Lobanov and Bachhoffner. But we're going to hear about it from PA pretty soon. Yakovenko is heading to straight to the dressing room. And Lizzie Howe is taking... He's going to the sin bin now. As we still await the call to be made through PA. Still looks like it's going to be in. So Vetter is called for interference. So it is a couple of offsetting minors, and we're going to watch some 4-on-4 hockey now for about 2 minutes. If nothing else occurs. DeVos. Baumgartner with the puck in the offensive end, taking the shot. And Paris O'Brien makes the stop.
Penalty team Kunlun Red Star, number 8, Artem Lobanov, 2 minutes for cross-checking, plus 10 minutes misconduct penalty, plus game misconduct penalty, time 51.
So we won't see Lobanov again anytime soon, or at the tournament period, as he got a 2-minute minor for roughing, and a 10-minute misconduct and a game misconduct for all those cross-checks that he delivered in the corner against Bachhoffner. And Lobanov was arguably the best player for Kunlun in this game. And he's the only guy with a goal in this game for Kunlun, as Juan Sanyi takes a shot from the point, and Fabrice Cruzen makes a stop with his glove. Kunlun need to make something happen. Anything will do right about now, because they're running out of time. It's Nolan Lee. It's battling for the puck. Still watching 4-on-4 hockey. Deep into the offensive end it goes, and Juan Sanyi reached for the puck, couldn't get it. And now it's back in the neutral zone. Need backhand pass back into the neutral zone, but they will have to skate back all the way to the defensive end to recommence their offense. And it's Konstantin Rossiyski who passed it to Nolan Lee. Nolan Lee to Juan Sanyi in the high slot. Sanyi with all the moves to Rossiyski. Rossiyski shoots it straight at Fabrice Cruzen. Not a bad passing play put together by these 4 men in red. Nolan Lee, Juan Sanyi with the assists. And it was Konstantin Rossiyski taking the shot as we get another commercial break in this game. Juan Sanyi, number 22 on the Dragons, is nicknamed Gretzky. He's visibly the best Chinese-born player on this team. And this is not the only connection that Kunlun Red Star have with Gretzky. Head coach Steve Kasper, back in his playing days, made the Stanley Cup Finals with the Boston Bruins in 1988, and they were swept by Wayne Gretzky and the Edmonton Oilers 4-0. And then Steve Kasper went on to play with Wayne Gretzky for the same team. They were both on the Los Angeles Kings. And as of this August, Wayne Gretzky is the official ambassador of this Kunlun Red Star club in North America. So there are quite a few Wayne Gretzky connections that the Dragons have, as Gene Wan lost the face-off in the offensive end, and now DeVos are in of the blue line. The play is onside as they take a shot, trying to beat Paris O'Brien on the short side, and it gets stuck somewhere between his pad and the side of the net. It's going to be face-off taken in Kunlun's territory. Time is ticking down for Kunlun, and they're still down by 3. It's DeVos with the 4-1 lead. There's 20 seconds remaining of this 4-on-4 hockey situation. Kunlun tried to exit their defensive end. It's Zhang Panfei, normally a defenseman, a forward in this game. Wang Jing. And now Kunlun dumped the puck in. There's just over 7 minutes remaining to be played in the third period. We're back to playing full strength now. It's basically now or never for Kunlun if they want to make anything happen in this game, and they sent out their top line that is going to be shortened because Artem Lobanov just got a game misconduct, and it looks like it's going to be Nolan Lee who's going to replace him as the top center for the Dragons. Klisanov carries the puck through the neutral zone, attempted to skate into the offensive end, but they couldn't do that. And now it's Baumgartner driving to the net, making a cross-crease pass. There's nobody there. And now it's Klisanov in over the blue line. Blows his tire. And Davos back with possession. Klisanov regains it behind the net. Or it's rather, either way, it's Davos now in the neutral zone as they dump the puck in. There's 6 minutes remaining to be played in the third period. Kunlun with the puck in the defensive end, attempting to start an offensive rush. Nolan Lee spins and gets it into the neutral zone. Juan Sani is aggressive on the forecheck, and so is Nolan Lee, who finishes his check in the offensive end. Now it's DeVos skating into the offensive end, harassing Konstantin Rossiyski, who passes it up to the right wing. Dragons dump it in, and Fabrice Cruzen comes out of net to play it. DeVos tends to pass it to central ice. It's intercepted by Konstantin Rossiyski, who skates into the corner with it. His defenseman on his shoulders, but that creates some room for his teammates. And Nolan Lee is battling for the puck at the half wall. Point shot attempt is made by Kunlun Red Star, but it was blocked. And now DeVos skate into the offensive end with it and go for the line change. There's just 5 minutes remaining to be played in the period. Kunlun are in over the blue line, but they lose control of it. Regain possession in their defensive end. Zor Runchin with the puck. Tries to get it to Jing Wan, does so. But they lose possession in the defensive end, and DeVos are now with the puck in the offensive end. Looking for centering pass, hits the skate of Baumgartner. And now it's the Dragons who fly into the offensive end. Just passing it around the rim. Jin Wang loses the puck, and DeVos are able to chip it all the way down the ice. Paris O'Brien plays it. Gavin Yee has the puck behind his net now. Looking to make a long pass, but it's blocked by DeVos's forecheckers. It was Stefan Spinell. There's less than 4 minutes remaining to be played now, as the Dragons are still having a hard time exiting the zone. Spinell to the slot. Riach is looking for his third of the game. Number 17 in the yellow, who still has possession. Passes to Stifler. Stifler back to Riach. Riach back to Stifler. Stifler. Point shot is taken. It's deflected by Spinell, who tried to score on his own rebound and couldn't do that. Now Kunlun dump it in. Fabrice Cruzen plays it to Stifler. Stifler, with room and time in his defensive end, skates into the neutral zone. In over the blue line he goes, all the way into the corner. Stifler skated. Now Klisanov trying to get the puck back under control for Kunlun as they battle for it in the corner. This play has been going on for a while, for several minutes now. Point shot is taken by DeVos. They missed the net, and now Kunlun will attempt again to exit the zone. They're having a lot of trouble with it, as they give up the puck right in the middle of their defensive end. Another great scoring chance for DeVos. But they failed to convert. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining to be played in the third period, and it's safe to say that DeVos will finish 7th at this tournament. Hwan Sang-yi with a drop pass. And Hwan Sang-yi finally finds the back of the net with 2:05 to go. He scores on the rebound. Arguably the best Chinese-born player on the team, Hwan Sang-yi, makes it a 2-goal hockey game when there was almost no hope left. There's still not a lot of it left, but it's something. It was a really long play. This is the first stoppage of play that we've gotten in a while. Nolan Lee took the initial shot, and Fabrice Cruzen gave up a fat rebound right in front of him for Hwan Sang-yi to capitalize on. We're in the last 2 minutes of play, and Kunlun have closed into 2. Sang-yi back with possession in the offensive end with a burst of speed, gets to the net, runs out of real estate though. And now it's Nolan Lee, moves the puck back to the point. They take a shot from there, and the puck goes out of play. Hwan Sang-yi is not happy about it, and Kunlun Red Star don't have any, already lost their timeout as they used it back in the second period when they tried to capitalize on their long 5-minute major. They couldn't do that and lost the timeout. Paris O'Brien skates to the bench, and that means that Kunlun are going to go for it, risk it all, and go play 6-on-5 using the extra attacker. Kazakov takes the stage. Hwan Sang-yi is also there at the point for the Dragons. Key shift of the game. Jin Wan is at dot for Kunlun, but he's going to be tossed. And it's their captain, Janing Zhou, who's going to take the faceoff. He's going to win it to Konstantin Rosicky cleanly. Konstantin Rosicky waits for it at the point. Pass it to Hwan Sang-yi. Hwan Sang-yi is looking to make a cross-ice play, and he does. Jin Wan was taking the shot from the right face-off circle, but it was blocked. And now Hwan Sang-yi has to fly all the way back to his defensive end to pick up the puck. Hwan Sang-yi with speed flies down the right wing. Number 22. He's been having a great night once again, and now he has a goal to show for it. Konstantin Rosicky picks up the puck in his defensive end, goes for a long pass, connects with Kazakov. And now there's going to be a penalty called against DeVos. What a turn of events. There's 40-something seconds left to be played. In regulation, should we say, is it just a 2-goal hockey game now? And Kunlun have had the momentum for the past few shifts, scoring the latest goal of the game. And now Stifler is sent to the sin bin. So Kunlun unlikely, and they do remain with 6 attackers on the ice against just 4 now on DeVos' side. And Klisanov wins the face-off cleanly. Gavin Yee has it at the point, takes a point shot. It makes its way to the net, but straight at Cruzen. And they will take another draw in the offensive end for the Dragons. Alexander Klisanov will be taking the draw again. And it's one of the most important face-offs of the game. Klisanov this time still win it, but not cleanly. And Gavin Yee has it at the point. Pass it to the left wing. It goes back to Gavin Yee. Gavin Yee takes a point shot, but the play is blown dead. And it's going to be... Looks like there's going to be face-off taken in the neutral zone. Steve Kasper is desperately trying to save the game. Probably the best game of the tournament for his team. For starters, so far it's the only game they haven't lost in blowout passion. Now Klisanov with another win at the faceoff dot. And Juan Sanyi with the move, skids to his left, takes the shot. They're looking for the rebound now. There's 20 seconds remaining on the ticking clock. They regain possession of that offensive end. Juan Sanyi drives it hard from the point, but it's DeVos who get it into the empty net all the way across the ice. Gianmarco Vetter puts the dagger in. It's 5-2 DeVos now with just 9 seconds remaining on the clock. And this one is in the books. You gotta give it to the Chinese though. What an effort to try to salvage the game late on regulation. And especially what an effort by number 22 on the Dragons, Juan Sanyi, scoring the late goal and just being very creative and driven throughout the game. He's had quite a tournament. And now they're just going to let the clock run down as DeVos dumped the puck in, and because they're a man down, it's not going to be an icing, and the horn goes off. The tournament is over for these two teams. DeVos finished 7th, and Kunlun Red Star, as expected, finished dead last. That concludes day 7 action for us here in Sochi. DeVos win the game 5-2, and we're looking forward for day 8, as tomorrow is going to be the semi-final day. HV71 from Jönköping, Sweden will take on the Ottawa Capitals, Canadian team, at 3 p.m. And later on that night, it's going to be Red Bull Salzburg from Austria facing Loko Yaroslavl. Some great hockey coming our way tomorrow. But we're done for tonight. My name is Andreas Sachenka. I will have the call for you again throughout the day tomorrow. And I really can't wait for the puck to drop. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow night. We are done for this one. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor to the team winner, please rise up for the national anthem of Confederation of Switzerland. Матчи нашего турнира. Первый матч состоится. Pavel Belov, number 12, also charged with the assisted by number 5, Jen. 2 minutes on